Alright, here we are with my game. This is the first version, Devlog number 1. And right now I would say we're at a solid version 0.5. Or not 0 0.5, 0.1. It isn't really playable yet. I'm going to start off each devlog just showing a basic run through and then a little bit of the code. So, a little bit of something new that's in this version. We have a main menu, or not a main menu, we've had a main menu, but a main logo title thing. And that, it looks pretty good. It's ASCII characters, it's all block characters, created by me. I'm going to put a little bit of date information and stuff like that, but, alright. And I added a debug system, which I'll remove in version 1. And pretty much what it does is when you go into debug, a debug code entry, and you could type in, instead of going through all the intros and start stuff, and I'm going to add a little bit more on the intro, this is for me to just immediately go into one of the menus. So debug, I can just go immediately to the inventory menu and such. So I want to come down here, just going to do just temporarily, just quickly. What press is, it's a term that I created it's a variable that I created, a string variable. I made it so instead of, it's right over here, instead of having to type down press any key to continue, because that's used a lot in these type of games, I assigned it to a variable, so when I need that line, instead of quickly typing it out, I can press. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I was thinking of doing this and making a new string called line, and it equals this. So it's the same amount of characters used to create a line. So I can go here, replace that with line, and it will create a line. Instead of having to guess how long my thing is, it will be appropriate. And I have these all set up so they are spaced evenly and ready to go. So I'm going to head into each of my actually, first I think I can search for these, so let's go like this. Yeah, and replace. I think I can go, I think there's a replace button. Replace. Awesome, and get this and replace it with line. So I will go here, replace this one, this one, this one, this one, and no more occurrences. Awesome. And it's going to keep this one, the string up here, and I'm going to save. Every time I do this, I'm going to save. Alright, so I'm going to go into here, debug, and I'll just go to the menu. Oh no, it didn't do it. String line. Oh, because it put it in the quotes. And replace it with just lines. So there we go. Because when you put text in quotes, if you have a variable or a if you have a variable connected to it, if it's in quotes, it's going to read it strictly what you put inside of the quotes. So now when I come in and I go under debug menu, they are lines now. The name is set to debug. I'm going to change, no, I'll leave that just as a little thing. I might move these over a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, give it a little bit more space and make it look a little cooler. I added regions to organize my code a little bit more. So when I'm all done working on a menu, they're pretty much like folders for all of my code. So instead of having all of this here and filling up a lot of space, I can just close it, and I have everything available. And if I want to edit the menu, I just open up the region, and I have the code for the menu. And then I close it. I want to work on the messages menu or messages system. Boom, open that up. So once I open up the menu, I am going to move this over a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I just line it up. So pretty much what it's saying is it's going to write this line and add these variables next to it. Welcome, add the name next to it. Alright. Oh, debug is separate, and then menu. Alright, so that looks a little bit more. I'm a little bit strict. I might move it over a little bit more, or a little bit to the left. So, 1, 2, 2 maybe, I think sounds reasonable. And it's quick to get to the menu. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So I'll leave that. And it has the days, how many messages you have, and missions. I might separate days and messages just to give a little bit of a more organized feel. Everything's going to be pretty changed up a little bit. This is just all basic stuff. I might, yeah, so I'm going to probably put a, oh, whoops, I'm probably going to put a line here. So, right, line, and right line to separate those. I don't know if it's going to look like I have too many lines, but if so, it doesn't really matter. It just gives me, yeah, so that doesn't look bad at all. And I could just move this, delete this line, and then move the type help for a list of commands upward. But I like the days active. I like how the messages and the missions are selected. Might have a little bit other stuff over here. But I like it to be menu based, so everything's more organized. Did I type inventory? I think I did. Yeah. And then it's going to go back to the menu for now. This is just a change. So pretty much that, I'm just going to do a little walkthrough. I changed up a little bit of things, but this is the walkthrough. We have our main menu. We press start to start the game, and we have an incoming message from Jensen, who's going to be a main protagonist in this. Good morning, Nixon. Nixon is the player, inspired by my girlfriend's cat. I hear you are new to the job, so I'll give you my congratulations along with an introduction. I am Jensen Levier, the CEO of ScratchCo. Here at ScratchCo, we ensure that our customers get quality toys, treats, and electronics ordered online and sent straight to their door. However, we have an issue that requires your attention. We have a group of mice known as the Sharptails. Their goal is to sabotage our exports and create financial disaster within our company. We need you and a group of other highly trained mercenaries to carry out the much-needed actions to prevent the Sharptails from destroying ScratchCo from the ground up. We need you, Nixon. Without you and the group, my company will be destroyed. I have sent you the necessary equipment needed to start your mission, along with the device you are using now. I wish you the best of luck. If you need anything, don't be afraid to get into contact with me. Jensen, CEO of ScratchCo. Press any key to continue. And it brings you to this. So what my original plan, I thought about it a little bit. My original plan was going to be to physically go to places and do whatever. But I think Nixon in this game is going to be a hacker connected to this Scratch OS system. And it's going to involve a bunch of different things, going to web pages and other things that are going to be generated by me, and doing certain tasks like that. Instead of going and killing, it will be doing certain things. So, like right now in my info, there's like attack, defense, kills, cash, stuff like that, and health, obviously. But I think health will be changed to like dexterity of the, or not dexterity, the condition of the OS. So if you're hacking and you're doing something bad, or somebody's trying to counter hack you or something like that, the integrity, that's the word, the integrity of the system goes down. Once the integrity reaches 0, then the OS fails and it's game over. And instead of attack, it's going to be hacking power or level, whatever. Defense will be something along those lines. It's something I'm going to add. And then we have our counts. We have kills, which are going to be successful hacks instead of kills. Current cash is the cash that the player has on them that's available on them. And total cash earned is how much cash in total. So say I currently have $25, but in the long run I've bought things, I've moved some money to different accounts, I've done everything. Total cash will tell me how much I have. And I think I might add a banking system in here. I'm going to put it on my list of systems. A banking system where the player can have multiple accounts, send money, etc. So it's going to have current cash, the cash that they have on them available to send. Total cash, which is going to be all the cash combined from all their accounts. And then we're going to have cash earned, which is a separate one that is how much in total before spending and everything like that the player has earned. And days active, how many days it has been since the player has started. Since there's going to be no save system, because saving is very hard in this game, or at the moment it's going to be a very short game, because if it's too long, then the player will have to go and has other things to do, obviously, so why go so far in a game and have to quit and won't be able to get back to where they were. So that's pretty much a tour of the game so far. So I am at the menu. I think what I'm going to add is I'm going to finish up the inventory system in this version. I like the idea of treats because of cats, but I don't know how I'm going to use it. I think it might affect workflow. So I think when I go to info, instead of health, it's going to be workflow. And what workflow is going to be is the higher it is, the more you're going to be able to do tasks. Every time you do a task, it removes a point from it removes a workflow point. So we'll put workflow points. And in it, I'm going to do another help menu, which is going to describe these things in detail. Hacking level. Defense, I'm not. We'll do device security. Yeah, so let's see what that looks like. So it's under info. So then I go debug, info. Yeah, so that's very far. I might move it whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Save. Oh, and I can move this. Alright, so instead of kills, it's going to be successful hacks. We have our total cash. Total cash, which is going to be right there. And then we're going to add another one called cash earned. It's going to, oh, not the S, it's going to be the $sign. Total cash, and then I'll just add it right here. It's going to say something's wrong. I know something's wrong, but then I go back up here. Cash earned equals 25. And now when I go back into this, I really like to go back and check on my stuff. Here's some info. So there we go. We have our successful hacks, current cash, total cash, cash earned, and days active. Whoop. Days active, workflow points, hacking level, and device security. Workflow points I'm going to turn down a little bit because 100 is a lot of hacks and stuff like that. So let's do change from health, workflow points, boom, and we'll find health, H-E-A-L-T, and replace it with workflow points. And I want it to match case, so it's not going to. Is that the only place that I had it? Oh, and then if I don't match the case. Yes, because I already changed it. So that looks all set. And I think, what time am I at right now that I've been recording for? 18 minutes. Alright, I think I might start there. Yeah, so next time I'm going to be working a little bit more on the info system and switching over from a physical mercenary to a digital one. So that's it for the first devlog of the series.